Thank you very much, Laura, for the introduction and also the invitation to speak today at the Equine Veterinary Association Conference. And thank you, everybody, for being here for breakfast. I hope you have a super day learning lots more about your area of the veterinary profession. As you said, Laura, my mission is to inspire and enable veterinary women to achieve whatever they desire in their careers while balancing it with their families and their lives. And this morning we have a few minutes to discuss why we need to address the increase of women in our profession and how we at High Street Vet Surgery have changed our workplace to enable our veterinary women to thrive in our practice. And then maybe you can take some of our ideas from a small animal practice into your equine practices and make them work. So this is the biggest change in our profession, not the COVID with the masks, but the gender balance. You can see the lady in pink. She's one of our veterinarians and her little one is 3 years old now. And the lady in maroon is our vet tech and she's got a new baby now. So if you just think about the impact of the pregnancy and having a child and looking after a child in their life, raising a family in their lives compared to the impact having a family in the life of the fellow on the left, it's different. And that's what we need to address and account for. This is a workforce survey of the AVA in 2018, and you can see there are many, many young women coming into our profession yearly. This is from the Workforce Survey New South Wales, and you can see the vets over 50 are predominantly males. And in addition, these are the ones that will be retiring in the next 20 years. So the landscape will be looking quite different in the future. And I don't think we'll be running and working in our practices the way they were when these vets were running them. We're in the midst of a veterinary shortage, and I think that the reason for this is the workplaces have not been structured for veterinary women to thrive in, and so they've left. This is a mixed practice in Central Queensland, a thriving practice. They do companion animals, cattle and equine, all women. Again, the gender change in the American universities, the crossover was in the 1980s. And I don't think anyone thought about the impact that this would have on the whole profession because it didn't affect the people who were running the profession. The university people stayed the same, the owners of the businesses stayed the same, and so the workplaces stayed the same. And then once the majority of vets were women and wanted a different workplace, they needed to be changed, and I don't think it happened. Hence the shortage of vets. The veterinary women are leaving to find better workplaces than in the clinical areas. They go to research, government, suppliers, manufacturers, vet techs for drug pharma, sonography, out of the profession or owning their own businesses. And this is why. Here we have the life and career plan of many, many women. Not all, obviously. So they graduate and they're working full-time. They're so excited. They finally got out of uni, 5 or 6 years of uni, and they're in the workforce. They're earning money. They're learning everything they can to be the vet that they always wanted to be. And they might be traveling. They might be working at different clinics in different areas, finding out what they want to do, but they're working full-time. And then they meet someone and make a commitment to them, and now they've got 2 people with 2 careers, and they have to decide whose career to follow. And often this is the one who earns the most money or who has the potential to earn the most money. And more often than not, that is the male partner. And I'm talking in general about general relationships. We in Rocky benefit from this in that the man moves here for a career advancement and brings his lovely veterinary wife along. Then they can start a family, and you're probably looking at some maternity leave or parental leave, as we call it now, and that could be 2, 3 or a few years. And this is where we need to be inviting our vet mums back into the clinics so that they know they're part of the team, they know the new equipment you buy, they're there at the meetings, the social occasions, and they don't just get left behind and feel like they're out of the loop and not part of the clinic and that they're lacking in knowledge or anything when they come back again. And then this is a big time, up to 20 years of raising a family. And this is where mums are looking for part-time career options, because the way our society is set up, women become the primary carer for the children. And so when you've got 2 people, both with careers, someone needs to look after the children, someone needs to organise the daycare, someone needs to be there when the daycare is not available, like school holidays, someone needs to be organising the schools, the family life, everything else. So sometimes the woman chooses to work part-time, and we need to adapt to that. Once children are away, sometimes women are assisting with grandchildren or caring for aging parents. How do I know this? I lived this in my 40 years of being a vet. That's my career, and I have 2 children. And I've talked to many, many veterinary mums who are dealing with this as well. So Dave Nichols of VetX and the RCVS survey agree that the top reason vets leave the profession is due to a poor work-life balance. 60% of professionals say that's the main reason they want to leave. The inability to have a personal and professional life, especially as one gets older and has children, overall contributes to a dissatisfaction that pushes many professionals out of veterinary care. So we're losing our vets. Conor Geraghty was very interesting. He found the average length of a vet career for a woman in Ireland is 7 years, while in England it's 6. And he said catering for women in the veterinary workforce is urgently required. When you consider that it takes 5 years to train, that's incredibly short. We have to find a model of veterinary practice that allows women to have a career, he said. So, what can we do to retain our vets in the clinical space? What is important to our vets of today? This is from the American Hospital Association publication, Stay, Please. How do we keep good people in clinical practice? The top 5 reasons people stay at their practice are teamwork, modern medicine, meaningful work, fair compensation, and flexibility. And we have seen this over and over. Our vets are telling us as employers what they want. And if we want to retain our vets, we need to listen to them. And this is how we at High Street Vet Surgery try to manage these 5 things. We discuss what flexibility is needed by each person and manage our clinic to provide that. For example, some people have children at school. They often need school holidays off. Some people are right into their sport and want to be elite sports people. They need time off to do that. Some people just like to travel and need time to do that. We work well with that. We pay well and we pay per hour. So if you do work, the owner pays me and I pay you. None of the salary with the expectations of reasonable overtime that is not paid. When you do that, the expectation of the employer and the employee will always be different, and there becomes a problem. We ensure continuing education is encouraged and supported. So we had the tooth doctor come up and do a dental weekend that taught all our nurses and all our vets. Otherwise, I have to pay for travel, accommodation, the course, and wages. So that worked out quite well for me. We always have CE for our nurses and also our practice manager. CE is really important to us. We are 9 hours away from emergency and specialist clinics, and so we need to be able to handle anything and everything that comes our way. We pay and support after hours so that it's enjoyable and financially rewarding to our team. We also share after hours with another clinic, so that halves the amount of time we spend, and we still get the same amount of work because we get the 2 clinics work. And we do a tag team. So someone could be doing Friday night, someone else Saturday, and someone else Sunday. So we don't have a vet exhausted from doing all weekend. Because we're part-time, we have the capacity to fill in when another vet cannot come in. So working 20 hours, it's fine to do another 6 hours. You can fit that in. But if you're working 40 hours, it's really hard to do another 6 hours. We always allow time for write-ups, phone calls, and research, as this is part of the work done. All of these things need to be done to do the work well, and so they need to be paid for and time allowed. We do not keep uncooperative clients. They take up time and cause drama. There are so many great clients, and we do not have the people or the time to cater for clients who are demanding, rude, or do not want to pay. We don't have accounts, and I know in the equine area you often have accounts, and we used to have accounts, but we've educated our clients, and not only we don't have accounts, we have a deposit paid before we do any big jobs. We have regular meetings and catch-ups with our team, and we always see how things are going with them. So there's coffee or lunches or just a general catch-up at morning tea time. We always listen for new ideas and ways of doing things to improve the workplace. And this, I feel, is invaluable. So many great ideas come from our team because they are seeing things that I don't always see. They're seeing the clients out front. They're seeing the way the consults run or the cleaning, whatever is in their area. And it's often I don't see it. So they talk to me, I listen to them, and we work out a plan of how to manage it and make it better. And because it's their idea, they're engaged. They want to make it happen. So they do. So that's our change management working really well. So this is our team, and I'm sure it's similar to your team. Veterinary practice is very different to the practice of the 80s, 90s, or even 10 years ago. Every bit of technology and equipment has changed, and now we need to change the management of our teams. Personally, I think there are a few factors that are going to change the landscape in the near future. They are, 1, due to the sheer numbers of veterinary women, there are going to be more women owning practices. 2, veterinary women are going to see the financial, professional, and personal benefit of owning their own practices. 3, if you want to keep vets, you need to provide a workplace that they feel safe, respected, and appreciated in. Again, financially, professionally, and personally well. And 4, for all of us, it's our profession. It's up to us to make the future and the profession whatever we want it to be. So thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. We're all in this profession together, and we're creating our future starting now. If you have any ideas or questions, please email me. I love talking to vets and others in our profession. I'm at Vet Expo in October, and I'd really like to get a group of vet women together to discuss ideas and futures. So let me know if you're interested. So thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you have a super day today. Take care. Bye.